Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. Bror Fredrik coming at you with another live studio. I hope everyone had an absolute wonderful Labor Day. It was Labor Day weekend, and I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. So I'm going to set up some chattage real quick. That way I can say hello to everyone, which I absolutely love doing. Just give me 1 second. So how's the time? 4:30? 4:30 kind of felt good today, so I was hoping it resonated with everyone. All right, here we go. Let's fire this up right now. And whoa, commercials. Athletic shoes. I'm down with the athletic shoes. What up with that? Why is why? With the 10 Bananagramas before I even got into the chat. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. You are indeed awesome. Now I'm getting, wow, I get the weird, ever since I told everyone, shut off your ad preferences to be personalized if you're totally not into ads because they track you less. But ever since I did that, I'm starting to get the weirdest ads ever. Ain't gonna lie. Let me like my own video. Let me fire back up the chat and let's say hello to a few people. And let me get a mic check. Sony, Mary Leathers, Janice Q, Maria. And let's see, keep it going. Tom Mack and 90. Angie. Seeing all the familiar faces. Erin 518. Henry E., what's going on? All bigger is better. The bigger the better, the tighter the sweater. Did he really just say that? That was so schoolyard. I apologize. Art Flowers in the house. Pepino. Keep them coming. Bert. OU 812 Reefing. And again, big shout out to Why is Why, kicking off the super chat activities. Keith Bubba's in the house. Who else? Darren. All right. Jazino? Johnny Carson. You want to do a Johnny Carson theme? I need a sidekick. I need an Ed McMahon. Who wants to be my Ed McMahon? Greg Jasper. I'm going to put together a little video on, how to do the membership thing and all the other things that are involved there. You do have to go back to, excuse me, it's not on the home, it's not on the video, it's generally on the homepage. Mike W is in the house. All right, what do we got? We got some people on. All right. 68 people, that's not bad. Let me put it to all messages, because I don't like missing any. All right, 68 people. Chanel for show. Dun, dun, dun. Here's Bror. And was the mic check successful? I hate putting it up in everyone's face, but I just think it sounds so much better. But we have an interesting topic to get into today. Let me look at you. Let me have some coffee. That sounds good too. I got the coffee at the ready. I got the Pellegrino at the ready, because this is going to be an interesting conversation. I've been threatening to have it for a while, hinted at it yesterday, but we are going to discuss ways to boost male testosterone and libido. Oddest thing today is YouTube kept saying, this video cannot be monetized. This video cannot be monetized. This video cannot be monetized. And I was like, oh shit. I didn't even start and they're already, jumping on me. I'm like, I changed the thumbnail. I changed the title. I took the E out of that word. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, wow, I didn't even open my mouth yet, and they want to stifle what I'm about to say. But I see other channels dealing with the same issues. But I was, after like a half an hour of going back and forth trying to figure out what I could possibly do to let it go through, an error popped up that said all monetization settings are currently down. I thought it was just for my channel. I was like, oh, did I get demonetized? Who did I piss off now? And I looked around, looked over my shoulder. But no, I called the rep. I got a phone number, but I only use it in emergencies. And I called him. I'm like, bro, what is going on? He's like, it's across the board. Everyone's dead. So I was like, phew, because like I said, I didn't even open my mouth. And it's not really a controversial topic per se. And then all the monetization came back on. But Bror Fredrik got a little nervous, ain't gonna lie. I just saw Angela G sending the 2 Bananarama vibes. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Only you can be you. All right, who else? I want to get everyone. Because with this a smaller group like this, I can kind of get to everyone, which is freaking awesome. All right, coffee. Let me get a little closer up in your grill here. I'm going to be switching to the other camera to discuss what I actually wanted to discuss. But first, let me say something like, Bror Fredrik coming at you live from the studio here in Las Vegas, and I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button. Oh, let me try that again. So I got to make sure I don't hit the camera. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 5 times a week. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can do that very simply. Super chat while we're live, super thanks after. You can click on any of the links down there in the description box and all the other good stuffs that I have in store for you. I use it myself. I recommend it. And if you're going to do some Amazon shopping anyway, I got my Amazon links. You don't have to buy what I got down there. But I do get credit if you continue your shopping. If you buy Rolls Royce from one of my links, you just click on one of my links and you type in Rolls Royce and you spend, $1 million. I get a little piece of that. So it does help the channel because it's your support that keeps me out here doing my thing, as well as you guys supporting Olay, my channel partner. I don't go anywhere without one of those. And this really has become one of my favorites. How many guys or ladies have ordered one of these? The Arkfeld UV light. I freaking love this thing. I truly do. All right, so you know how to take care of me, and I'm gonna try to take care of you. Miss Google's in the house. Always awesome to see you. Jim Wolf is in the house. Okay. We're gonna solve the membership challenge. Thank you for asking. Yeah, this is going to be good. All right. Let me get comfortable because this is going to be an interesting conversation. I touched on it yesterday, but we're going to cover it in depth. So, you ready to get started? I think I am ready to get started. And let me see if there's any other channel business I wanted to address. Maybe yes, maybe no. But I am going to say one thing. I'm going to repeat it twice for 2 reasons. One, in terms of manliness. I hear so many of my brothers out there because I'm completely down with the T Shanley. You got the links in the description and all that other stuff, 30% off, yada yada. I just want to toss that in there real quick for a specific reason that we will get to momentarily. But in the meantime, let's do a segment that I like to call Men's Corner. All right. Well, let me look at you first. All right, let me get this mic up off out of your grill over here. Okay. The reason why I brought that up just now, I do have a lot of conversations, and some of my friends are completely down. Well, I think all of my friends are completely down. I think a lot of you guys are down too. Now, sometimes there's a perception. It might come from ego. It might be societal. It might be a pride thing that men have a certain aversion to things such as, excuse me, such as skincare, perhaps, because, that's makeup, which it's really not, looking your absolute best is manly AF. Character is good. You can tell I got a lot of character. This face there's some miles on it, but I keep my skin healthy, want to look my best, and so should you. Link in the description. And the other thing, when it comes to talking about men's issues, it makes certain guys cringe, and I've never really figured out why. And part of it, I think, has something to do with ego and pride, that we as men just pop out of our moms, full of testosterone and full of everything we need, and we're all, you know what I'm saying? I think that's just a guy thing. So we have sort of a natural aversion to talking about men's health, testosterone, libido, things like that. Like there is no dirtier word than ED. Oh my God. And we're not talking about ED today, but that is, can be devastating to the male id, the male psyche, the male ego, and things like that. But I think, and I want to have open discussions about that, because we could all improve. I don't care how, I don't know if I could use the word SEXUAL. I don't know how deep of a discussion we can have and use that word. So I'm going to try to avoid it, and we'll let YouTube decide afterwards. But having open, honest discussions about these things is healthy, because I don't care how good you think you are currently, you could always improve. If you're lacking in certain areas, you can always improve. And there's very simple ways to do it. And it has nothing to do with being less of a man. It has nothing to do with being inadequate. It has nothing to do with comparing yourself to others. Comparing yourself is the killer of all things joyful in life, including sex. So just don't go down that path. But the proper path to be on is one where we can have an open discussion and deal with these topics and ways we can handle them, and that we can be the bigger man. Now, let me preface, that was a little bit clickbaity, saying the bigger man. This is going to deal with more testosterone and libido related topics, and 5 natural foods you can use to increase both of them. And this is going to be a multi-part series, because there's in my usage, there's about 16. So I'm going to do this in multi-part. And I'm also going to do a couple of segments for the ladies, because I do understand all the nutritional concepts about enhancing the, feminine aspects of female libido and all things like that. So I got to test the waters when it comes to terminology. But let me also say first, before we get started, I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. These are things that I do, and if you would like to do them too, that's your prerogative, but I always suggest that you consult a physician. You gotta say it. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. So let's remove all the stigmas. Let's have an open mind about these things, and let's just jump right in. Okay, we're going to talk about the 5 foods that naturally raise testosterone and increase libido. Now, I will catch up on all the messages and the super chats once I get into it. I see Maria with the 2 Bananamas. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I will take, if you would like, I'll answer some questions after. This is a topic that I've studied a lot. Trust me. So, if you want to ask questions, feel free. But like I said, this is going to be a multi-part thing. We're not necessarily talking about size issues when it comes to the male anatomy, but increasing testosterone does play a role, and increasing libido is always freaking awesome too. Now, if you want to, honestly, if you want to have a discussion on things that can be done to increase the, I've already talked about the boys and increasing the size there. If you guys honestly want to have a discussion on enhancing the physique down there, I'll have it with you. I ain't shy. We'll have that discussion, but it's up to you if you want it. If you want to have that discussion, maybe just for, S's and G's, so be it. But it's a serious topic, and it's a good topic, and you don't necessarily have to have issues in that department, because I know all guys would, given a choice between, the same, or how would I say, an increase in the physical realm, I think most guys would choose an increase in the physical realm, no matter what you're packing. But that, like I said, will be another topic for another day. If you want me to do that, I will go there. So, yeah. Oh, I saw the chat suddenly get silent. Oh, is he really going to talk about that? Holy cow. All right, I'm going to answer questions at the end, but let's get into it. The 5 foods that naturally raise testosterone and increase libido. And it kind of works hand in hand. So you're ready to get into them? I am. So let's do it. Here's one that you probably don't think of. Some of these, excuse me, let me get some of this Pellegrino going. There's no link in the description. They should sponsor me, because I'm freaking in love with this stuff. Over the course of, I think there's going to be 3 parts. Over the course of the 3 parts that I'm going to do, regardless of what the feedback, regardless of the interest that this currently has, I feel that this information needs to get out there. Some of it is publicly available. All of it's publicly available technically, but it's not really spoken of. So I'm going to do it regardless of, the current interest. So some of these things are well known. Some of these things are not well known. Mind you, we're specifically talking, I'm holding it like I'm doing an advertisement. We're not talking about things you can do physically, like lift weights and, keep your body fat down and all that type of stuff. And I'm also going to toss in another part, which is the foods you should not eat, because there are foods that will absolutely tank, and beverages. You know how I feel about beer. Sorry, guys. It's not even me. It's just, it's scientifically proven. Argue with the science. Don't argue with me about it. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings if you're beer loving, but it is whacking your testosterone. So we are going to get into things regarding what not to eat to keep healthy testosterone and a healthy libido. Some of these you might not know, some of these you will, but let's jump right into it. What do we have here? We have red cabbage. Now, there's certain effects that regular cabbage will do also, but the red has the most potency when it comes to that. The number one thing, well, there's 2 things that red cabbage does. And you can see here, I made a little presentation here so you can read it, you can pause it later, whatever you'd like to do. It rids the male body of estrogenic effects. And I talked about this during a live yesterday. When I say estrogenic effects, What I'm talking about is the way life throws estrogen at men. You can blame the mass media. You can blame social media. You can blame all these other things. You can blame cultural trends and all this for a lowering of the male testosterone, because it's been statistically proven that male testosterone currently is 40% lower today than it was in the 50s, which is extraordinarily unhealthy. And all you have to do is look around to see that testosterone is kind of on the low side. I mean, we all know what I'm trying to say, but I'm not going to say it. So you're being attacked as a man with estrogenic environmental issues. Another study that I've read, and you can read them yourself, 90% of all birth control that's taken by women, 90% of it passes through her body into wastewater, and it is nearly impossible to filter out. So unless you're getting fresh well water, or you're not having your water recycled and sent back to your house, you are ingesting birth control. And the rate at which women are taking birth control, because promiscuity is just so huge right now. Birth control is at an all-time high, body counts, the whole bit. I don't even want to go there. But so many people, so many women are taking various birth controls, and men are drinking it. And that is whacking our testosterone. So again, filter the water. I covered all that yesterday. You're even absorbing it when you go take a shower. So we're being attacked environmentally with estrogenic compounds. They're also in the form of plastic. They're also in the forms of hormones that are put into beef and cattle and, well, same thing, fish and all the rest of it. There's estrogenic hormones. Fast food contains estrogenic compounds. So we're being bombarded. So to a degree, honestly, fellas, it's not even our fault that the modern male is having issues with his testosterone. And so it's not a you thing. It's nothing to be ashamed of. We're being literally bombarded with estrogen in our water and in the things that we consume. So one of the benefits, getting back to the slide here, of red cabbage is something in it, like a lot of things they know what it is, but they're just about there. However, the studies show that there's a compound in red cabbage that rids the body, that cleanses the body, that moves it out of the bloodstream, that moves estrogenic compounds out of the male body, which is a good thing. I can get into the whole science of it. I'm also going to do another segment on specific supplements and male-specific supplements that can enhance testosterone, but some of them also are used to block estrogenic effects. But on a natural level, not that certain supplements are not, one of the most powerful ways that you can reduce the estrogen that your body is being bombarded with is with red cabbage. Now, I hear you out there. Let me see. Yeah, I hear a few of you saying, ew, I hate red cabbage. Would you rather eat something that you don't necessarily like or have man boobs? You tell me. I mean, we're talking about manning the F up. If you don't like red cabbage, eat it anyway. Eat it anyway, because here's another fun fact. Gynecomastia, which is the medical term for man boobs, it's where you start to grow fat tissue around your nipples, thus causing a breast-like look to the male body. Close to 50% of all men, and it's not a beer thing, man boobs are associated with beer. Skinny people have it. Fat people have it. It's just becoming ubiquitous amongst the male population to the tune of almost 50% of men have some form of clinical gynecomastia. And you don't want gynecomastia because that is the buildup of estrogens. Estrogens also make you overly emotional. It makes you sensitive to different things that are going on. Instead of dealing with things, you're thinking about things. I can get into the whole psychology of, which I did yesterday, about out of balance hormones. But fellas, you want to get rid of this environmental onslaught of estrogenic compounds. The quickest way to do it naturally is eat plenty of red cabbage. I think red cabbage is awesome. It doesn't have to be raw. You can, cooking it, get some of the nutrients out of it, but at the same time, you can steam it. I happen to absolutely freaking love red cabbage made like Bavarian style because I'm Nordic per se. So that works for me. That involves, I put some apple cider vinegar in it. I put salt, pepper, dill, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, a little bit of olive oil. Let that sit for a while, a little bit of natural sugar in there, and it's freaking delicious. I eat that by the handfuls, It will help. It will help you tremendously. Trust me, fellas. Further down on the list, it increases nitric oxide in the male body. Nitric oxide, as we know, is a gas. For you guys out there, you put it on your 67 Chevelle, you flip the switch, and you're off to the races, right? Nitrous oxide. Well, it does the same thing to your body. The production of nitrous oxide, you can tell when your body has sufficient nitric oxide. When your veins are popping out, which I tend to be kind of veiny because my body has a lot of nitric oxide in it. But from a libido and a performance and a visual standpoint, having sufficient nitric oxide enhances certain characteristics that involve blood flow in the male body and the female body. You feel me? You get what I'm saying here? Nitric oxide, bada bing, bada boom. You want nitric oxide, and a quick way to get it is going back to this red cabbage. And should I read what I put right there? Firmer and harder, and potentially enhanced. Nitric oxide. You want your nitric oxide, and on this list, there's several ways that you can get it. I can't wait to hear your questions. And look here look at the shape of when you cut a head of cabbage in half. Isn't it weird that certain vegetables and fruits and things like that actually look like the thing that's supposed to help? Boing. All right, so let's do a quick recap on, you writing this down, fellas? Please do. Ladies, I welcome you to write it down too, and I welcome all the ladies to get on board with this too. Because, you can feed you guys some red cabbage and whatnot, and they'll be just like, hey, it's delicious, and, suddenly, bada bing, bada boom, everyone's happy, you know what I'm saying? Rids the male body of estrogenic effects and compounds. Proven. Science. Increases nitric oxide, thus producing point number 3. This guy down here and this guy down here. Who don't want some of that and some potential increases? You feel me? Well, don't feel me like that, but you feel me? All right, let's move on to food number 2 that will naturally raise your testosterone and your libido. Okay, what is that? Those are pumpkins. Do you call them pumpkins or pumpkins? I was raised calling them pumpkins, but actually, my mom's used to slap me across the face every time I used to call them a pumpkin, because that's like it's kind of an ignorant way of saying it. But now, because she ain't slapped me in the face anymore, I'm going to call them pumpkins. So pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds, as you can see here, extremely good for men. It is a natural aphrodisiac. Go figure. Eat enough pumpkin seeds and, you're getting kind of frisky feeling. Proven fact. Second benefit is zinc, loaded with zinc, loaded with magnesium. Those two things in and of themselves, any testosterone enhancing supplement have zinc and magnesium. Everyone needs zinc, male or female. It bolsters the immune system. It kept a lot of people from getting the vid and various other things. Magnesium helps trigger healthy muscle response. It's the spark that keeps your muscles active. However, for men, there's a direct correlation between zinc and magnesium and the production of testosterone. If you are low on either one of those, you're going to have a hard time producing testosterone. So that's why it's so crucial. So besides being a natural aphrodisiac, it's giving you the zinc and magnesium in very large quantities, not unsafe quantities, but large quantities that will help you increase your testosterone. Natural aphrodisiac, we're talking about raising the libido activities there. It works hand in hand. And I'm going to read the last one because I guess it's scientific. Scientifically proven to increase sperm quality and quantity. So mix some pumpkin seeds with your kefir. Not only will you have size difference, which produces, go look at the video, I'll pop a card up here when I cut this out into a clip. You will have size difference, thus increasing testosterone, thus increasing the volumetrics, if you get what I'm saying, and the healthy quality of your sperm and your semen. Pumpkin seeds will do that for you. Next food. I know I've mentioned this a lot, but watermelon. Watermelon is awesome for men. Let's see what this is. Microphone all up in my grill. I think I like it where it is. Yeah, that's pretty good. Watermelon is awesome for men. People have called watermelon and the components thereof the Viagra of nature. That's how much research is done. That's how much is known about watermelon. It's literally called nature's Viagra. Watermelon. Fellas, eat your frickin' watermelon. I could just stop the show right here. But we're not done yet, because I got even more powerful stuff than this. Eat your watermelon. The reason you want to eat your watermelon is because of, if you notice the progression here, watermelon has the highest concentration of citrulline of just about anything, I believe, naturally occurring, which converts into arginine, which converts into our friend nitric oxide. So there's very few things. There are supplements you can take to increase your nitric oxide, but almost none as powerful as the root that goes here from the watermelon with the citrulline, converts in your body to arginine, thus converting to a highly potent version of nitric oxide. And I already explained the benefits of nitric oxide. Enhancement, better blood flow, which is both things that, you desire in the category of male performance, enhanced blood flow. You feel me? It increases blood flow. Again, getting to the firmer, harder, and quality of, I don't know what I can say or not. I'm struggling a little here, but you know what I'm saying. And it does not take long. It's not watermelon isn't one of those things where, well, after a month of eating watermelon, I'm noticing a difference. Like kefir, you have to take it for about 2 to 3 weeks before you notice the enhancement that you're getting. Watermelon, on the other hand, it's almost instantaneous. Once it starts converting the citrulline to arginine to nitric oxide, maybe, depending on your digestive system, maybe an hour. I mean, you can literally, like, you're swiping left, you're swiping right, you're calling your main girl, your wife's on the way home. You could legitimately down some watermelon. And if you want the greatest potency and the quickest effect, get yourself, or do it yourself, but they have it juice. Natural watermelon juice. You could buy it in like Whole Foods. There's some out there that are absolute crap. They put coloring in it, they put artificial sweeteners, natural sweeteners, sugar, or they put so much shit in there that you're consuming as much bad as you are good. So go to Whole Foods and find natural, or get you a watermelon, because watermelons are cheap now. And you can freeze it too once you make it, and juice it or grind it or do whatever you got to do, but get it into you. If you drink it, the response is rather quick, within half an hour or whatever. But if you take it all the time, you're going to build up nitric oxide in your body. You'll notice your veins, being a little bulgy. You'll notice, things like that. You'll notice that in its, how would I say? In its resting, you know what I'm talking about, right? In its resting state and in its active state. And chicks love veins. Right, ladies? Don't you love veins? Aren't veins awesome? Need I go on? Fellas, eat your watermelon. Just freaking eat it. Increase blood flow. Scientifically proven. Now check with your doctor or whatever, but do your own research. All right, let's go on to number 4. I bet you didn't think I was going to hit you with that one. Oh, maybe you did. I don't know. Beef. Beef plays a role in testosterone production for many, many, many reasons. Is that a relief? Okay. I'm making you eat pumpkin seeds. You got to peel them and pick them. Don't even bother with that. Just buy them, whatever. Don't buy them roasted, though. Like overly roasted pumpkin seeds, not good. Try to get them natural. Freaking Halloween is coming up. Go get you some pumpkin seeds. But beef. I hit you with the red cabbage. Oh, Bror Fredrik, we don't want to eat no red cabbage. But I had to toss this one in there for you. Beef. Now, they've been telling people and men for years and years and years that beef is bad, which is basically horseshit. Beef has things that men need. One of them being saturated fat. Saturated fat in the form of beef is extraordinarily healthy for men. The reason is there's a direct correlation, but if you don't have saturated fat in your system, your ability to produce testosterone is severely limited. That's why men that are strictly vegetarian or worse, vegan, struggle with testosterone issues on a massive scale. Because other than you can consume avocados, which are saturated fat. You can consume olive oil, which is saturated fat. But the fact of beef saturated fat, the actual rendered fat from beef, has enzymes in it. It has amino acids in it that nothing else can reproduce. And without those in your system, you cannot produce healthy testosterone levels. you will lack. Your body may want to produce hell. You may be doing everything else right. You might be eating your red cabbage. You might be not drinking your beer. You might do your squats. You might do all your stuffs. But if you're not getting the saturated fat into your system, you're inhibiting your body's ability to produce testosterone, thus also inhibiting your libido. Who the actual F wants that? You know? Shit, I like waking up under a tent every morning. You know what I'm saying, fellas? That's a good thing. That's not supposed to stop until you're dead. So eat your beef. Eat your beef. Follow these little rules here. You feel me? It contains zinc and it has vitamin D. We're going to cover vitamin D in depth when we get into supplementation to enhance libido and to enhance testosterone and the production thereof. But it contains massive quantities of very specific and varied kinds of vitamin D, not just what you're getting from the bottle. And that, again, it's almost hormonal-genic, I think the word is, that vitamin D, once consumed, almost acts, or if not does act, like another type of hormone that comes into your body and interacts with your natural production. So it's another thing that if you are vitamin D deficient, you got a problem. That is the number one thing that will tank your testosterone outside of all the estrogenic compounds that I talked about a little while ago. Lack of vitamin D. But we'll get into that when we discuss supplementation. But the varied kind, quality, and volume of vitamin D in beef is healthy for men. And I already covered the other topic, which is saturated fat increases and enhances the production of testosterone. It also has, obviously, protein, also obviously has very, very complex amino acids. Again, going back to vegetarians, again, going back to vegans, you could eat all the frickin' soybeans and legumes and all the other crap. Oh, this has as much protein as beef. Yeah, it does. In your dreams, it does. No, because you cannot replicate the amino acid profile that's found in beef. It cannot be done, and it's what a man needs. Cow, steer, rhinoceros, water buffalo, bison, all that falls into the same category. Woolly mammoth, whatever it is. It's good for you guys. It's good for you. You know how you feel. Why do you think it's so satisfying to sit at the grill and cook that? Because your body's like, we're going to be good after this, because the male body craves meat. You can fight it. You can have, and I'm not knocking anyone who doesn't want to eat it. That's up to you. That's your prerogative. But you are fighting nature. You're fighting nature by not consuming meat and beef and, flesh of animals. There's no other way to say it, because it's what the body needs. It's what the male body needs. And you feel good, and you feel more, there's more virility. There's more pep in your step. There's more, you know what I'm saying, right? There's more of this going on. So eat your freaking beef, or not. All right, last but not least, this is a big one. You ready? This is a big one. You knew I was going there because I always bring it up. That is our testosterone, libido, men's health superstar, super freaking star, superfood for men. I can not even express how powerful this stuff is. Parsley. How many guys out there consuming your parsley, bros? What do? You take it with the fork and you pull it off the steak that you get at Bavette's and you toss it off to the side, you know, that green shit. Parsley. Oh my goodness, fellas. It is so powerful for man's testosterone production, performance, and libido that you can actually overdo it. It's one of the only things on the list, and even on the two more lists I'm going to come up with, that you can actually overdo. You know, we're talking about they recommend no more than 2 ounces a day. This is some powerful, powerful stuff. People have known about it since going back to ancient Greece. In ancient Greek texts, they talk about parsley. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not sure whether we're discussing, you know, whether it has to be. There's so many different varieties and boutique varieties of parsley these days. Italian parsley, Italian flat parsley, curly parsley. I don't know. I don't know the science behind those. I just stick to some straight up parsley. Parsley, fellas. Let's step back from the manhood category. It does so much for your body. It helps regulate your blood pressure. It helps regulate your blood sugar. It helps regulate hormones for both men and women. And this is for both sexes. It helps control and regulate your cholesterol. Some say, research for yourself, that it can also inhibit cancer cell production. I don't know that for a fact. Research it yourself, but that is the talk. Good for your eyes. It has so much vitamin A, along with watermelon. Watermelon has the other benefit of keeping your eyes healthy. And that's always been of great importance to me because I was born, you know, almost blind. So vitamin A is a big thing to me. In droves in parsley. Now, other dark green leafy things also have some of the same properties, except parsley it's a monster. It's a freaking beast for men. An absolute beast. I am sharing with you guys right now, like, gold. It's been gold for me, and it'll be gold for you. You consume your parsley, you will legitimately be a different person. Now, parsley is one of those things, like kefir, that takes a while before you start seeing the benefits of it. Inflammation issues. I mean, there's not much that parsley doesn't do. It addresses your quality of life as a human, and it will address your quality of life as a man. Point blank, it is power. It will put you in beast mode. Oh, but I don't like parsley. I don't care if you like parsley or not. Just frickin' eat it. Just eat it. If you can't eat it, juice it. Put it on your salads. Munch that stuff like a frickin' cow. I'm telling you, I don't care if you like it or you don't like it. Too frickin' bad. Eat it. Trust me, eat it. Get your parsley in there. 1 to 2 ounces of parsley is no joke. You know, volumetrically, it looks like a lot of parsley. I toss it in a salad, or I toss it in a protein shake. I'm going to show you guys how I do my protein shakes with my parsley, with my carnivore protein, with my collagen, with my creatine, all that other stuff, you know, with a little pepper in there. I'll show you how I build one. So I throw it in there if I have to, you know. Yeah, it tastes like grass. So what? So what? Once you start taking it, you'll just be like, hey, grass is good, you know? And once you start seeing the effects, you'll be like, what do you mean I can only take 2 ounces? If 2 ounces did that much, what will 4 do? You know? And then your significant other will be like, something a little different about you, but I like it. Trust me. Parsley, I cannot emphasize this enough. If you do nothing else on this list, Eat your freaking parsley. Eat your watermelon. But do all the other stuff too, because there's not one thing that does everything, but both of those are powerful. Freaking parsley is a beast, and it will send you into beast mode once you get enough in. Figure out a way to eat it that's the most digestible to it. Doesn't even matter. You could smother that shit in blue cheese dressing and it still works. You can drizzle prime rib fat grease all over it and eat that shit and it still works. So figure out a way that it works for you, but take it. And the other thing that's cool is it's freaking cheap. It's almost free. I can go to El Super up the block and buy like 3 big heads of it like this for $1. For $1. It's like, if the world figures this out, maybe after, maybe the world will figure this out, and it'll be like, $22 for a little head, like kale, because kale had its, its day and it became really expensive. If they start talking about what parsley will do for the male enhancement level stuff, it'll be hard to find. You'll be growing your own in a bathtub soon. Trust me. Get your freaking parsley. And here's some of the reasons why. It's a natural aphrodisiac. However, it's not the kind that has instant reaction. I mean, don't you got a hot date or your wife's on the way home or whatever. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's just, it'll keep you in a state of, how would I say, enhanced libido. Ready for action? You feel me? Increases blood flow. And we all know what that's good for. Increased blood flow combined with nitric oxide production, thus increasing firmness, hardness, and possibly, you know what I'm saying, right? All right. Blocks estrogen. Okay. Red cabbage will rid your body of testosterone that is laden in your body, but the parsley will actually block it. So we're taking in estrogenic compounds even when we take a shower, believe it or not, because the water is so laden with estrogenic compounds that we're absorbing them through the skin. So why wouldn't you want to block that? And like I said, it is also so powerful that doctors and nutritionists recommend not overdoing it. The only way a pill or something like that can be considered so powerful that, or not pill, something natural is considered so powerful you should kind of go easy on it. It's only parsley. It's the only thing that a nutritionist or a doctor or a sexual health professional, there's my YouTube test, will tell you to go easy on. And it's parsley. But 2 ounces by by weight is a lot. Fellas, we're talking beast mode activities. Plus, I'll give you some other things. All right, I didn't want to put them on the list. You ready to hear these? Besides the fact that parsley keeps your breath fresh, it freshens your breath from the inside out. Sometimes we brush our teeth as much as we want and we get the tongue scraper and we do all the stuffs, right? And somehow, some way, because we're drinking coffee, because, we're eating things that maybe our body is having a hard time processing, there is odors and bacterias and things coming from the inside in your breath. You're breathing on people and they're like, whoa, but you brush your teeth, you just put a mint, you did the scope and whatever, where the hell's that coming from? It's coming from your digestive system and it's coming from the inside, not so much a mouth thing. Parsley will fix that. Well, parsley will help that tremendously. Parsley freshens your digestive system and freshens your breath and other things like that. All right, we ready to go here? Ice creams and Cheetos work well too. What's up, brother Phil? Yeah, that's anti-estrogenic, keeping those Cheetos at bay. Thank you for those 5 Bananaramas. Oh, 8 Bananaramas. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna go for one last one. How do I put this? Okay. Taste. Of what, you may ask? How do I go there? Okay, there's 2 things that enhance, supposedly, I can't tell you by experience, other than speaking to others and scientific studies amongst females, that there's 2 things that will change, enhance, improve, or make more pleasant the taste of the male. You getting what I'm saying here? So I have to go there? And parsley is one of them. Pineapple and parsley. Parsley will, from what I hear, make you pleasant tasting. That's always a benefit. All right, let's go back over this real quick. Bam, the 5 foods that naturally raise testosterone and increase libido, which is both equally important. Like I said, if you want to discuss size-related issues, we can get into it. I'm not going to shy away from that either. But, you'll have to let me know if that's something you want to get involved in. Okay. So, again, fellas, eat your freaking red cabbage. Rids the male body of estrogenic effects, increases nitric oxide, which is our best freaking friend when it comes to being firmer, harder, and potentially larger. And then we have good old pumpkin seeds, which is a natural aphrodisiac, massive amounts of zinc and magnesium, which help increase and support the production of healthy testosterone. And it also has the side benefit of increased sperm quality and quantity. And of course, our friend, the watermelon. It's summertime. Go get your watermelon. Watermelon's pretty cheap. I mean, the frou-frou ones at, Whole Foods and Trader Joe's and Design, just buy one of them big old-fashioned seed-spitting ones and gobble that down. Or go out and get a high-quality, again, it's going to be more expensive, but a high-quality watermelon juice without all the additives and bullshit that they pump into them to make it more palatable because, mayonnaise is spicy these days. Just freaking man up and eat everything but the rinds. Don't eat the seeds, though, because it has citrulline, which converts into arginine, which converts into a man's best friend in several categories, nitric oxide. Ladies love nitric oxide. You can see a man who is flush. You can tell a man who's flush full of nitric oxide versus a man who is not. There is a distinct visual difference and there's a distinct performance difference in a man who's underwhelmed in that area. You can see a difference in vein structure, in body structure, how he carries himself and how he knocks boots. Increases blood flow almost within a digestive period. You don't have to wait too long, thus increasing the firmness and hardest of your stuff, your junk. All right. And there's one that'll make you happy because I don't think I got to twist too many arms to eat your steaks, eat your beef, eat all that stuff because it is packed with zinc, which supports healthy testosterone production and levels. It has a varied amount and a lot of various forms of vitamin D, which indeed enhance, almost on a hormonal level, the production of testosterone, which also increases libido. Reason being, it is a dense, saturated, natural fat. It will increase your testosterone. Not to mention, it just feels damn good when you get that protein in you and all those complex amino acids that are not found in any other food, not even protein powders or any of that. Eat your beef. It's good. And last but not least, the superstar of all male. Wow. I mean, I don't know what else to say about parsley. You know I've been preaching it, but now you know why. Parsley is the superhero. It is the, it's the Hulk of male performance, of testosterone performance, of male libido, amongst all the other facets, as well as blocking estrogen, and it is a natural aphrodisiac. But in order to get the benefits, it's not like a once a week. It's not a once a year. It's not when you go to Bavette's, now I'll eat that little garnish instead of tossing it out. You got to get it in it's got to be habitual. You got to get down with it the same way you're getting down with your kefir. So yeah, get your kefir. It's cheap. It's cheap. I don't want to go all over it again, but I want to emphasize how powerful eating parsley is, and as a man and a woman too. I'm not leaving the ladies out, because the effects, it'll supposedly help you lose weight, controls hormone balance, controls cholesterol issues. It is just what would be considered an absolute superfood. Parsley. Fellas, trust me, you'll be sending me thank you notes. Trust me, the people will be around you like, what's his deal? He's eating beef and parsley and red cabbage and pumpkin seeds and watermelon. Guy's a freaking beast in life and in the bedroom. Word. So there you have it. That is part 1 of the 5 foods that naturally increase your testosterone and your libido. And like I said, if you want to discuss the size thing, I'll have that conversation. I ain't shy. We'll talk about it, whatever. But that's up to you guys. I'm not going to push it down your throats. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. But more than that, honestly, I hope you do it. I hope you do it. I hope it just wasn't entertainment and a funny thing to talk about. These are things that I've been doing for quite a long time, and I've been seeing the benefits of it my whole life. It's not something I just woke up and decided to research or whatever. These are things I've been doing forever, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I have no problem admitting that I have worked throughout the course of my male existence to keep my testosterone as high as possible. I think you can tell in both my demeanor, presentation, the way I carry myself. I like high testosterone. It is good. And the other benefits of high testosterone, well, we all know the benefits of high libido, ladies, but the benefits of high testosterone on top of that is, if you have a high testosterone level, it keeps a lot of illnesses away. When your testosterone drops, your immune system tanks with it, and it opens up your body for all sorts of maladies, including the big C. And as a man ages, you start to lose 1% of your testosterone. It's compound interest working against you by the time you hit 30. You're losing 1% every single year. So by the time, now figure this compound, that you go from 30 to 60, you can have a third of the testosterone that you had when you were 25. But the good news is you can get most of it back. That's the thing. Instead of being a freaking couch potato and, Like Al Bundy, thinking about the 4 touchdowns he had in high school, you can regain that, or you can maintain it throughout your life, you know? That's the beauty of it. And you can do it for the most part naturally, you know, unlike other things that you can't take care of on your own. Now, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I've read studies. This is for educational and entertainment purposes. Go read the studies. Go talk to a doctor yourself. If he confirms it, go for it. They might even suggest, which is hugely popular now, hormone replacement therapy. Now, it works. It works very, very well. It's not cheap, but it's safe. But why go down that route when you could try this first? That's all I'm saying. When your testosterone, doesn't matter what age you are, when your testosterone gets back to normal for your age or better levels, you will enjoy life. You will enjoy life like you did, you know, when you were in high school, like you did when you were in 30s. If you are in your 30s, if you are in your 20s, it'll make it that much more intense. You know, definitely, I recommend starting young. I started in my 20s too, thinking about how I was going to maintain my testosterone levels till the day I freaking died. So definitely start young. However, it doesn't matter. It's never, ever too late to start. I mean, you will actually regain it back into healthy for your age levels or better. Completely naturally, and with a small change of diet, and perhaps we'll get into it, certain activities that you can do. So I hope you got something out of it. Look forward to part 2, part 3. I'm going to have a woman's part 1 and part 2 for the ladies, and I'm also going to do a supplement version. Supplements that both men and women should be taking, and that women and men should be taking irrespectively. And I hope you stick around for that, and I hope you enjoyed this. Damn. All right. Woo! What time is it? Well, we got into the weeds there. All right, cool. Let me see. Let me see how many people are watching. So, what do we got? 82 people? All right, 82 people are going to be in beast mode. All right, let's see. You are welcome. You want to ask me some questions now? You have to wait for Ask Me Anything. If you want to ask me some questions now, go for it. Crushed up on steak. How about a multivitamin? Bum, 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 bum. Multivitamins are good, but get male multivitamins. It's better you take them in separate portions, because a lot of vitamins, especially men's vitamins, are they like, if you take vitamin D and vitamin C at the same time, they actually cancel each other out. So multivitamins aren't the best. What I like about multivitamins is male, and they have female versions, is selenium. Selenium is so good for men's testosterone and libido. And it's multivitamins, for some reason, has it's cheap, and it has it in very sufficient quantities that you do not have to take it separate. But yeah, we'll get into that in the, when we talk about supplements. Egg whites in specific have lots of selenium in them. If you're worried about your cholesterol, there's different kinds of cholesterol. There's cholesterol because, you got cholesterol issues. And if you eat a lot of eggs, it'll show up on a test, but not necessarily as, serum cholesterol. So if you have a problem with that, eat egg whites, but it's eggs whites. Well, I see I'm going into part 2 and 3. Selenium. Harry says, love the info. You know what's for dinner tonight. Looking forward to the rest of the series. Bulk, so that was a question I had too. Winco has bulk pumpkin seeds. That is good information. Great Dane Mom. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Because that has been very, very it's tough. It's a challenge to find them. I've been finding them at the dollar store, but they're roasted almost into powder, so I don't think whatever. Great point. It's never dug. It ain't never too late. Unless you're freaking, pushing up daisies, it's never too late. It's having proper testosterone levels, and I'm not old. I'm not, spring chicken, but I ain't old either. But having at least normal. Let's not talk about high levels. Normal levels of testosterone. You got more testosterone than probably like 80% of the men in the room. And people will perceive it. They'll just be like, something different about this, bro. What up? It's perceivable because male testosterone being low is a freaking epidemic. So when you come along, it's almost perceivable. But if you have normal levels, it is absolutely life-changing. It can roll back the hands of time. And, it's unfortunate, ladies, I am going to say this. I'm sorry. Testosterone is one of the reasons why men age better than women. It just is. Because it's by God's and nature's design that we be laden with enough testosterone throughout our lives to protect the women, to protect our kin, to go out and spear that frickin' woolly mammoth and bring him home so we could all consume him. That's how men were designed. We were designed that way, and testosterone keeps us we just don't age as fast as women do. It's just a fact, and that's due to testosterone. So if you want to roll back the hands of time, get on your freaking testosterone, fellas. I ain't lying. Smoothie with smoothies with watermelon, parsley, pumpkin seeds. Abso-freaking-lutely. Watermelon's good. I would say watermelon probably has the most instant. I wouldn't say instant. It has the most time effective response out of all the things. The other things need to get into your system to function. They have to be part of your diet. Watermelon, not so much. Watermelon juice, it's like, what time is it? What time we going out tonight? All right, good time. Yeah. Watermelon. Trust me, fellas. I know a lot of you probably laughing now, but you ain't gonna be laughing if you do this. You're welcome, Tom Mack. Could I do a show regarding skincare? Lisa, yeah, I will. I absolutely will. I love these I hope you guys are enjoying these topics. I want to talk about everything. I want to talk. I don't want to, nothing is taboo to a degree, but these are things, these are things, this information I want to pass along. And if you guys know anything, pass it along to me. If you guys got something that's been working for you, or you ladies or whatever, pass it along. I'm willing to learn, but I've spent an enormous amount of time studying this stuff too. Ron Radio, you are welcome. All right, let's see what else. Let me see if I missed any super chat activities. Bonk. Okay. Oh, Phil, I thank you. Ice cream and Cheetos. Freaking awesome, bro. When am I going to see you again, bro? Do I have to actually come out to California soon? Freaking yikes. And Greg Jasper joined Team Braun Nation. Thank you very much. So you got that working. That is freaking awesome. Now, tomorrow, we do have another 5 banana rams from Bill. Thank you very much. Skincare to fight cancer. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Pumpkin lattes pumpkin lattes just don't, they don't hit the same way. I think they hit the opposite way, if we're honest. Enough pumpkin lattes, you know. Am I wrong? Am I right? I don't know. You tell me. So let's see what else. Oh, and grape. See, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I've been trying to make a commitment to consolidate things as much as possible. I could have done a whole live stream on the 16 foods, but I would have lost you after the steak anyway. So I'm gonna try to break things up to make it a little more interesting for you. I don't know if parsley tea works. Have I tried parsley? I don't. I've never tried it. I mean, I'm a little adverse based on some of the knowledge I know about other things. Like if you cook certain things, it loses its properties. So I'd be a little adverse to that. So I'm more about if I was going to do it, I would juice it, just grind the heck out of it like I do, rather than turn it into a tea. I don't know if the heat would kill any of the compounds that are providing said benefits. So I'm always a little, because they always say, cooked. You can tell, steam something, and look what color the water is at the bottom. All the green, all the stuffs come out. So I don't know. It's the only thing I would eat like a cow. Just eat my parsley, and I just got some, so I'm psyched. Not a pumpkin fan. Yeah, never had a problem with that. Yeah. Well, if you don't, see, that's what I was saying before. If you don't have a problem, if you do have a problem, you might not know about the problem of your low testosterone, but you probably do because we're being bombarded with it. If you happen to be on the natural, the average to slightly above average side, which, I get tested once a year, and I've always fallen into that category or higher without supplementation and everything. Thank God. Not that there's any shame if you have issues, but you can, whatever it is, can be increased. Whatever it is. If you're low, it'll bring you back up to natural. Once you're hovering around natural, it can go above. There's just great benefits. If you'd want to talk about side effects of high testosterone, if there's some, male pattern baldness, it's definitely a side effect of high testosterone. More ruddier skin is a thing associated with high amounts of testosterone, which is okay. Like I said, you don't want to look like a catcher's, you don't want to look like a catcher's mitt. So I've always taken care of my skin and my face and whatnot, because I can tend to be what would be considered ruddy at times, like imperfections and blemishes and whatnot. And that they say is a byproduct of high testosterone. So I'll own it, whatever it is. But I do take a little extra care of my skin because of it. High testosterone can also be acne related. I mean, acne could also be high testosterone related. I mean, if you have high testosterone or even average to above average testosterone, you could have acne your entire life. To this day, I still get pimples. I'm not in freaking grammar school anymore. I can still get pimples. Fortunately, my skin tends to be oily, and I think that's a high testosterone thing too, which, I used to hate when I was young. I had pizza face and all that other bullshit, but, I'm getting the last laugh now because, the more oils your skin are producing, the more collagen it has, and, the younger it's gonna stay for longer. So, pizza face be damned. Look at you now, a-holes. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, you could get pimples from high testosterone, but not like grotesque giant back pimples like bodybuilders get. But yeah. When is the next health class? I'm debating whether to follow suit. I want to see what the gets the AG do it. I want people to let me know. I mean, if you don't want to, put yourself out there and be like, yeah, I feel like a new man. I know it's a sensitive issue amongst men, and that was my warning at the beginning. Don't be sensitive about it because it's not your fault. It's not your fault, and it's not society's fault completely. It is environmental. Men's testosterone and libido are getting attacked on a daily basis from all angles. From, I'm trying to drink just from glass now. I'm trying to eliminate plastics, eliminate BPA. But the one that they replaced it with also, is a killer. I'll tell you one more. This will be a bonus one because I love you guys. Throw the fucking non-stick pans in the garbage. Did you hear me, everyone? Ladies, if you care about your man and his sexual health and performance, throw those non-stick pans in the garbage. Not tomorrow, not the weekend when you have some free time, like as soon as I sign off. That is proven beyond a shadow of a doubt to wreck men's testosterone, libido, and size. Toss them in the freaking garbage. I don't care how much you spent on them. I don't care if it was the little old lady with the copper pans, bafangul. Throw them out. Learn how to cook in cast iron. Learn how to cook in aluminum. Learn how to cook in stainless steel. Find the right temperature. Find the right... Oh my God, but I'm cooking without oil. You need, especially men, we need the olive oil. Little olive oil, little butter, that's healthy for us. But the non-stick coatings, Teflon is death to a man's junk. It literally should show like junk shrinking from both sides with a skull and crossbone. When you buy non-stick pans, throw them the F out tonight. So bad. So bad. Read the studies. So bad. Like, so bad. You're better off just beating a man's skull in with said non-stick pan. Just end his life. Because non-stick is ending his sexual life. Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, seriously. I'm not trying to be, just read the studies. Like, okay. Can we all agree that lead paint is bad? We can all agree, right? Lead paint is bad. It's been said enough. We understand that, causes brain damage and blindness, and we've removed it from our homes, and we bring in the toxic mop suits to go and get rid of the lead paint because it kills children and blah, 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 blah. Non-stick coating falls into the same category in terms of how enormously effed up it is for the male. I don't know about the female, but for the male reproduction system, there is nothing as whack as non-stick. Studies prove it. I'm not making this up. Think lead paint, non-stick pans. I'm not saying it to make you go spend more money. I'm not telling you for any other reason. I'm just telling you because it's an emergency. It's literally an emergency. I'm not joking. It is an emergency. Before, he just shrivels up and disappears. And other health benefits that are health consequences. Non-stick pans. Whoa. How they're still on the market with the amount of information that's out there. Who's Teflon? That's up there with who? Monsanto? Everyone knows how bad Monsanto is, that it's absolutely myrtleizing us wholesale, but they still sell it on the shelves. You can go buy a weed killer made by Monsanto with the glyce, whatever in there that they spray all the wheat in our food that we're all dying from. You can't mess with them. They're too big. You know, they're too gangster. You can't mess with Monsanto, and you can't mess with, 3M and, Teflon and all the companies that are producing that stuff. But it's a known fact. It is known. It is a known fact. Non-stick equals your junk ain't gonna be sticking around too much longer. You heard me. Okay. I like on my laptop and phone. Thank you. Lead paint kept RF free. Lead paint kept RF frequency. Yeah, I believe that. I believe there's some benefit to lead, but I don't know if I chewed on any when I was a kid. I don't think I was a paint eater per se, but yeah, it was bad. But it had some good, technically asbestos was pretty freaking good. Asbestos was awesome. You used to be able to buy like little cans of it and, spackle it on your own pipes and stuff. Little did we know. Pop-Tart ice cream. Yeah, Miss Google. Oh my God, they are beyond BS. I mean, the thing is that should freak you out, everyone out even more is over time, especially with the cheap ones coming out of China, which most of it is. I mean, maybe a Cathlon sticks around a little longer, but over time, that coating goes somewhere. Where's it going? In my belly? It's going inside of you. That's a chemical compound that your body cannot flush out, and it has a specific negative effect on men. Maybe that's the way they designed it. Don't know. But yeah, it's bad. It's going somewhere, and it doesn't take huge quantities to have negative effects. Can you recover from said negative effects? I don't know. We live in a society where we're bombarded with things that are bad for us on a daily basis. So the best we can do is try to circumvent it by getting our health together. And that's why I'm going to do this series. I don't think I'm going to do it straight out, maybe once a week. We'll see. I have another topic for tomorrow. But yeah, that's why I'm doing this, So I hope everyone learns something. I hope everyone gains something from it. And I will put this into a separate video, of course, a condensed version, and I also put it in a separate playlist. I don't know my understanding that almost all compounds that are used in nonstick, like they say, ceramic is probably the least messed up one, but it's still a binding chemical process that it has to go through. I wouldn't trust any. I legitimately would not trust any, even though there's convenience to it. There's, certain benefits to it. They're quicker to clean and all the rest of that. My junk's more important. The bottom line. I just don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk, poisoning my crew. So, yeah, I mean, I'll take a little extra time and you don't have to baby, you have to worry about the special forks and pans and for the nonstick. A quality cast iron or instead of buying, a cheap set, buy like one good pan, a good 13-inch, pan with a lid, and season it and learn how to use it and get your temperature right. The food tastes better. You cannot get a proper sear in nonstick. You can fry, but it's not the same thing as a sear. You can take the steak and, olive oil and put it in the nonstick or without. It'll fry, but it's not technically searing. There's two different things because it's not developing the same flavor profile. When you sear something in a nonstick, it's a flavor profile. And then you can't make your pan juices neither. I mean, I cook my steak, sear it, take it out, get a little wine, a little red wine there, a little bit of water, a little bit of a bouillon cube dissolved in some water. Put that in there and scrape all that pan stuff off, all the hog leavings on the bottom, and then put the heat up and let it reduce. Feel me? Then you put the steak back in, flip it, coat it, baste it, toss that in the oven after you sear it, till you have an internal temperature of like 125. You can't do that with a non-stick pan. It ain't gonna work. That non-stick pan's gonna implode, kill you, and it's not developing, you can't develop a pan sauce in it. So just from a practical, delicious level, they're not that good. Learn how to cook. I had to learn how to cook in cast iron, and I had to learn how to cook in aluminum, and I learned how to cook in stainless steel, and I also had to learn how to cook since I moved back to Vegas on frickin' electric. Oh my God. Like, there's no gas to be found here in Vegas. I'm sure there is somewhere, but I haven't. I've lived in 3 different places in my various tenures here, and none of them had gas. Gas, I love. Electric is like freaking, because you can't control it the same way. You can't up and down it. If you had it on high because you were searing, you gotta freaking wait a half hour for the coil and the rest to, get back down to temperature to, finish it off a little bit. Oh my God, it's just, but you learn, you adapt, because that's what we do. All right, you see a shopping trip and cookware. I used to make, iron skillet steak is freaking awesome. Yeah, right, Miss Google. It's just like, it drives me nuts. Without gas, you cannot regulate. It just drives me. I cannot tell you. I had a bunch of Farberware of all things, like old school Farberware that like my grams gave me with the black little knob. I mean, I'm talking the old school one, where the handle would get loose and you'd have to go in there with a screwdriver and tighten it. Old school. Those were awesome. They don't make them like that anymore, but they were passed down from the grams, and I burnt them straight up. I like literally, I had to throw away the burner coil because that thing got so hot that the aluminum melted in between it. When I went to take the pan off, it took the freaking burner with it. It killed 3 of my aluminum pots because they weren't the thickest, but you put something on high and it's glowing red and it's aluminum, you're basically smelting at that point. But yeah. Oh, I'll take you shopping. Yeah. I love my George Foreman grill. I hope that don't have no nonstick on it. Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on that. See, that's the other thing. I ordered a new waffle maker without realizing that it was 100% pure non-stick. So I sent it back to Amazon. It was just it was non-stick AF, and they were bragging on that. And then, because I remember I had one that was just stainless steel, but how I got away with that is I put extra butter in the batter, and it sort of, just always popped free. Or I would take a little butter and just sprinkle it with a little flour, or I'd take one of them, like one of them things, the sprayer type thing, and I'd put a mix of like clarified butter and olive oil. But the one that showed up was like, what up there, non-stick? I'm like, nah, volume of junk, you're going back, Never even tried it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I would love to hear your feedback either in the Facebook group or in this video. I'm going to read all the comments because obviously I wasn't paying attention, and I will check them out afterwards. This video will probably go up in a half hour. I'll put it up. I know you already watched it, but I'll put it up in another day or 2 as its own segment. That way it's a little more easily digestible, and it will be a series. So I'm looking forward to that. Do have another topic for tomorrow. I got a list of them. I keep, I'm looking at, I can't reach it right now, but I have, believe it or not, memo pads. I still use memo pads like a cop does, you know. And what was your date of birth? You know, I still have like those, like almost one in every room where I keep track of subjects and stuff like that. And if the subjects you want me to carry, this is as much this is as much your show as it is mine. Members and Patreon members get priority. If you come up with a subject, I will, you know, that'll get bumped to the top of the list. But I welcome all subject matter. And don't forget, Friday we're going to do AMA, which is absolutely my favorite too. Sticky notes everywhere? Yeah, that was me for the longest time. Like, you know, I got sticky notes on the inside of this cabinet when no one can see and whatnot, you know. That's just the way I roll. But yeah, but the memo pad thing, and then I go from the idea to the outline to the whatever, and then what I want to do and say and prepare, and then I take it, I chew it, and I swallow it, because I don't like doing anything rehearsed. I make sure that I own the information in my head, and then I just like to put it out there. That's how I roll. Oh no, my new girlfriend doesn't want to go to the steakhouse. She's literally break up after, yeah. I mean, I'd have to see a picture of her first, and then we'll decide. Salt Lake Snow Bunny, let's see. Very good stream. You're great at what you do. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, change them locks. Damn. All right. It is, what time is it? It is, I got a clock over there and over there, but that one's easy to read. 10 after 6. All right, that was pretty good. We're hour and a half. That is absolutely friggin' awesome. Like I said, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you thought. Let me have your feedback, and I hope you got something out of it. Phil with the, she's a 9. Ooh. Well, you don't have to go vegan. If she's just down with the salads and the yoga and she's a 9, you know, we could give her a pass, but we still have to discuss it. Okay. You guys are cool. Well, I enjoyed doing that, and I hope you enjoyed it too. And let's see, what else am I going to say? Something like inviting you one last time to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 5 times a week, sometimes 6 or 7, who knows. And I appreciate everyone who super chatted, because your support means a lot to me, and that keeps me going out here in these here mean streets of YouTube. And if you want to further support me, I got all the stuffs down there, the Venmos, the Cash Apps, and the yada, yada, yadas. But your support means a lot, and you being here means a lot too. And go ahead and share this video, pass it around, and let the world know about Parsley. Freaking Parsley is awesome. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.